Hi there. Today I am fixing some sewing fails. Welcome to my channel. My name is Karen Francis, and hopefully I can get through this video with some successes instead of failures like this. Now, I actually really liked this dress when I first sewed it, and I wore it to work a few times, but it's just too much. This fabric is just too bold, it's too strong, it doesn't screen work, and it's just not very flattering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how I can fix it. This is actually a pattern hack. This was used using the call 7284, which is a peasant blouse. And I just decided to add a skirt onto it, thinking it would be pretty, right? Yeah, it is pretty, but I'm going to take this back to the peasant blouse. So this will be an easy modification. I think I can just cut off the skirt. I am going to actually make a skirt out of the remainder here. And I'm going to take off these sleeves. While they are cute, they are tight and uncomfortable. I'm not much for introduction, so let's just get to work to see if I can do this. I've separated the dress into 3 pieces. I'm wearing the top. Here's the skirt. And I took off the cuffs. Now, I still think this top needs some alterations. And one of the big things I don't like still is the way it hangs right here. You can see in the back, it's got more of a curve up. And that's what I want to do with the hemline down here. I want to change it into more of a shirt hemline. So I would make it more of a curve. I just feel like that is more flattering, and I'll also take out some of the length of the top. And I think once I'm done with that, the hem will be good. Now, as far as the arms, unfortunately, I couldn't pick apart these things very well, so I just had to cut them off, and it left me with a bit of a jagged mess. So I think what I'll do is trim them so that they're even, and maybe just hem them without putting any more elastic in or anything like that, because I kind of like the way they look just like this, and it is super comfortable without having that elastic around my wrist or my arm or anything else. So let's get started on that.
Well, the first thing I did is I used one of those curvy rulers, what is it, a French ruler, to cut the bottom of the shirt so it looks more shirt-like. And then after that, all I have to do is hem it. So when I cut it the first time, it wasn't quite deep enough, so I actually cut it again. I don't think I filmed that part. But after this, I've just pinned it all up around the edges and including the sleeves, and just sewed a hem. This gauze fabric was actually easier to roll up a hem than I expected, so this part was actually really easy to do, thank goodness.
I am very happy with the way this shirt turned out. Look at it. I didn't realize how cool these sleeves would be if I didn't put any elastic in them. They're like butterfly sleeves. Very happy, but now I have to figure out what to do with this. This is the remainder of the skirt. And what I thought I would do is keep it double layered. It's double layered right now, and make a button down in the front skirt. I thought that would be really cute. I have to let out a bit of the gathers because it doesn't fit, and then put some buttons on it. So I'm gonna do that next.
The first thing I'm doing here is pinning a pink gauze fabric. You can there it is. I'm pinning that around the waistband to actually make a waistband.
How about that? It turned into a wrap skirt. I didn't mean to do that, but I think it works out perfectly. I took that pink gauze and wrapped it around and made it into a waistband. And I used Velcro to wrap. Now, the reason I did that is because I don't like the ties that you generally see on wrap dresses. I feel like they add too much bulk. I wanted to add buttons, but I wasn't ready to cut buttonholes into the waistband. I still might do that, but here's how it looks. So I have a hook and eye, and then I just Velcro it together. Now you tell me why we can't use Velcro in garments. I might find out later on when I wash this that this could be a pain in the butt because Velcro sticks on everything. However, I do like this silhouette better than having a bulky bow right here, at least for me. Now there is one problem with the dress so far because I didn't have a lot of fabric. There's not a lot of wrap, so when I sit down, the slit opens up a little too much. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking some more of the pink and just doubling it up and sewing it along this edge and this edge to make a bit of a pink kick out, I guess you could say. I'm not sure that's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. Because if it does, I'm gonna use this idea again. Let's see what I do.
What I'm doing here is sewing that pink gauze on the left and right side of the skirt. It was a bit hard to figure out which way it went, but I'm pretty sure I did it correctly. I'm clipping it on. Oh, look, I already sewed one side. Hey, that worked out pretty well. Let me go sew the other. I'll show you in a minute. Oh, wait. There we go. Just taking it through the sewing machine, making sure I don't catch any of that pink fabric, and all you do is sew down the line, and it worked out really well. Just flipping it over now and pinning the other side, which is actually underside. You have to like turn it inside out basically.
My idea actually worked out pretty well. I'm happy with the results. The tricky part was figuring out which side to sew the fabric on so that when you put it on, it overlaps nicely. See how those folds are not creating any extra bulk. So you have to sew one side this way, and then the other side you actually flip-flop and sew it underneath. I hope that makes sense. I'll show you guys what it looks like at the end of the video with some styling options, but for now I'll show you how I put it on. So you just slide it in and see, you flip it over, and then I've got my hook and my Velcro, which is turning out to be a pain in the butt. I think I might put some buttons in there. See what I have to do, it's kind of messy. But once you have it on, you've got that same skirt feel, but when you sit down, can you see that? When you sit down, you now have a pretty pink underlay so that you're not revealing anything you don't want to. I love this idea. I hope you do too.